Are African women just craving for Western men to move to their country so they can start dating or marry them? Let's talk about it in today's video. Hey, Jason here. If you're new to the channel, I'm an expat slash nomad. I've been at the game for 10 years now. I am on my fourth country, third continent, here in the southern region of Africa, in Lusaka, Zambia, to be exact. And what I've started doing is sharing with you what I've learned along this 10-year journey. Plus, if you're thinking about becoming an expat or already one, why you should be looking here into Zambia for a lot of the opportunities that exist. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. And it's about, are African women just really fed up with their man and ready for Western men to start coming here so they can cater and be that submissive woman to them? Short answer, no. I was watching one of these YouTubers while I was actually reading. Actually, I was watching and reading, well, listening to him and reading. And he was playing a video while I was doing my reading of You Were Born Rich with Bob Proctor. Make sure you follow my study guide series that I'm starting to film now, where I'm going through each part of the book with you. And you can see how I actually read and break down a lot of these different books that I enjoy. But like back to that story. So, and he was playing a video about, and what it was about, it was like one of those little street interviews. And he was talking to, the young guy was talking to a young woman. And he was asking like, what do you prefer, a foreigner man? I think she was in Kenya, but do you prefer Nigerian or American, this and that? And she's like, yeah, Kenyan men are bad. And the guy, he was telling his audience, he was like, see guys, they want us there, they want us there. And the truth is, this is not what men and women are saying when they do these street interviews. When they're using a generalization of, oh, all American women or all Black women, all Kenyan men, all Zambian men, they're just talking about their dating pool or what the pool of their friends they've seen dating. They're not talking about every single guy in the country. And I know we want to believe like, oh man, I've been around, I've seen this many people. But the truth is, none of us we don't have enough time in the day to hold enough relationships to actually generalize the majority of a population or census of any area. And so when we see these videos, we can't be expecting like, oh, that means they want an American man. No, what women want here is what women want everywhere. They want a guy that is going to support their dreams. They want a guy that they can feel secure at. They want a safe place to be at. If, as a guy, you give a woman that safe space to where she can express herself, she feel like she can come to you with issues. There's going to be times when you're going to help her solve some of the problems because you're thinking from a perspective that's completely different than hers. That's what she wants. Like, that is what she's looking for. I think the problem now in today's relationships is we're speaking from a lot of nonsense, and we're using the wrong words because we're being taught to use a bunch of trigger words instead of using words that's going to have someone to think. And one of those trigger words is like, if a guy comes up to a woman, what do you bring to the table? Most women, or a lot of them, get really annoyed by that word. And the truth is all he's asking, he's like, look, man, if I'm bringing 100% of me to the table, like, who are you? Like, what is the things that make you tick? Like, let me understand, what are you bringing? Like, I want to get to know you. That's what he's saying. I want to get to know you. I want to understand your faults, understand the things that you excel at. Where's the areas of life that you want to get better or improve? Like, that is what that question is really asking. But for some reason, I think a lot of this red pill, blue pill, and the feminism movements, they made people they put such bad pictures in people's head that now a lot of people don't even know how to put the appropriate picture, using the appropriate words or using neutralizing words that's going to bring down the walls. And so I just wanted to share that with you because I think a lot of men and women really want the same thing. They just don't know how to communicate it. And this is going to go back into the second thing. And this is the second thing is, remember the first thing that how women want, I tell you how they want to feel. But the second thing and this is what everybody wants, is everybody wants to be able to communicate clearly with one another. That isn't asking for a lot, but you to effectively communicate with someone, how that really looks does not mean you speaking your mind and that person just agrees with you. That's not effective communication. That's bullying. Effective communication is both parties being able to neutralize how they respond or react to certain words, and they try to learn deeper about what they mean. I think this is one of the things that I think as an expat dating someone in a new culture, and even someone in your culture dating someone from a different culture, I think this is where things become a lot easier or simpler if you put in a little bit more work and get past the physical attraction and actually work deeper on the communication, because ordinarily there's going to be different rules, different words that you all use, and because you all have different words that you use to give a certain image, there's going to be a lot more misconfusion in the beginning, and through that misconfusion it actually makes you start to speak to one another to try to explain a little better. Like if I'm like, hey, I'm fixing to go here, no one in Zambia is going to understand fixing to. That is a Southern Texas colloquial thing, and no one's going to really understand that. Like, but if I say, hey, I'm preparing to go, or I'm about to leave and go to this place, and then they'll be like, oh, that's what you mean. But if I'm like, hey, I'm fixing to, they're not going to make any sense. And you can use any of your words that you may use, like, okay, so here's a good one. And this one has nothing to do with dating. Robot. If you're in the United States, the moment I heard robot, you're thinking of like R2D2, 3CPO, something like that. But if you're in parts of Africa, you're thinking of a traffic light. And this is a funny story, true story. When I first got into South Africa, I was ordering an Uber, and he was like, hey, I've arrived. I was like, okay, cool. I'll be right out there. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm right past the robot. You'll see me. So I'm just walking. I walk down my building. I'm walking down the street. I'm looking. I'm walking some more. I walk like 3 extra blocks. And then I finally text. I'm like, hey, I don't see any robots out here. I was like, did I go the wrong way or something? And he was like, you don't see any robots out here? I was like, yeah, I don't see the robots. Like, where are these robots that you're parked next to? He was like, the traffic lights. I was like, what? But something so simple like that. And a lot of Americans have that issue when they first get to South Africa, because they call traffic lights robots. And like, this is one of the beautiful things about when you're in a relationship, when you're mixing cultures, because you have to find a neutral language to communicate with each other, especially as you get more comfortable, because as you get more comfortable, you get more lax with your words. So like you'll be able to just say things, and sometimes for me, even now, like my little Texas slangs come out, or some of my Colombian slangs my Spanish slangs from Colombia come out. Like if I'm getting ready to go somewhere, I'd be like, oh, vamos. Like, we go, vamos. And I guess something that's still natural for me to say. And sometimes she'll be looking like, what are you talking about? But it's something as simple as that. Like, just let me know if this is helpful, by the way, in the comments. Let me know if this is helpful, because I really want to share positive information on how to truly build a lasting, loving relationship. I don't think a lot of people really have your best interest at hand. And a lot of people are so focused on trying to go viral or get money or whatever their other agendas are. They're not being honest with people about how to get a real relationship. At the end of the day, I'm telling you, as a person who I can admit I lost my wife at way too young of an age. We were together 15 years total, married for 10. And I still wanted 300 more years with her. Like, you don't remember the money. You don't remember the times of her cooking and cleaning. That shit doesn't matter. Those are not the things that you're going to miss when you fall in love with someone. You miss the laughter. You miss the being able to communicate a whole sentence together Y'all can have a whole dialogue together without saying one word. You miss just the times of embracing that person. These are the things that you miss. Like, we have to start evolving past the primitive basic things such as money and sex and start really going into the more deeper things of, like, start soul binding. Find that person that you can soul bind with. And that's how you create a real loving, happy relationship. Like, it's not about sex. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. But like, if you really talk to people who love one another and in a happy, loving marriage, they're never gonna be talking about the money stuff. They're gonna be speaking more about how they're so proud of their partner when they came through probably the worst times of their life. Like, it's not even about the money that they reach. It's like, yo, this person showed me, like, even when things are this bad, they're there by my side. They was there to help me pick myself up when I didn't even think I could go any further. Like, those are the things that matters in a relationship. And so I really hope these videos where I'm talking about dating really hits home on that. Just because I'm in Zambia doesn't make me dating in Zambia any different than dating a Black American woman in the US. It's no different than dating someone in Chicago, no different than dating someone in Colombia, UK. At the end of the day, we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And we have to start making that soul connection if we truly want a happy, loving relationship. And that's what all of these horrible divorces and the people who are talking bad about women, the women talking bad about men, if you listen to them, they have not ever truly had a loving, happy relationship where they truly binded their soul with that person, or they wouldn't be doing and saying all these negative, hateful things. Like, even with my wife passing away 3 years ago, I love her. I enjoyed every single minute with her. I don't have anything negative to say. And just like in the book, I was talking about, don't take the negative image of the few. There's just many more behind the scenes that you never heard of that are happy and living their best life. And that's where this book resonates with me, the You Were Born Rich. And so I just wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.